Okay, so Kesa Gatame had, so we're right now talking about how to get ourselves in the best spot if we're stuck underneath a opponent's grip here. If you lay flat on your back and your opponent lays their side of their lats across your body, they divide the body into like two sections by the pressure, downward pressure. They're pushing down and pulling the head upward. And when you're laying here, the theory is that you're trying to scoot out towards my butt and pop your head out behind my arm, which is really hard to do when an opponent lays their weight down on you and then also is pulling the arm and head, preventing that downward motion. This position for me on top against you being a smaller opponent is very favorable for me, because this is a position that favors bigger people. So if you happen to get into an engagement with somebody smaller than yourself, this is an okay position for you to be, because you can use your superior long legs for setting up posts, distributing your weight further across if they're trying to throw you, and you can use your strength to overwhelm them by pulling on their arms, pulling up, as you can see. So if you use this against an opponent more of your same size and stature, you're going to have good understanding of where your weight and balance is. If you tend to tense up and put all your weight in one area, even if I do like this, you now, the person on the bottom, have an opportunity to redirect that, roll towards your left, right? Go, go, go. Because I'm tensed up. That when I go become tensed up, when you're on top and you tense up, you put your body in a position where it's very hard to adjust. You want to be able to be heavy when you need to, and loose and relax when you need to, so that you can adjust. So you have to have the ability to be tense and tighten up and loosen up, and respond accordingly on the right time when your opponent is trying to make their move. If you feel like right now, the person on the bottom feels me loose, it's going to be very hard for them to predict what the next move I'm going to do. And I start tightening up right here, regardless of, I'm signaling to the person on the bottom I'm putting a lot of pressure. But now, if I stay here in this prolonged state, the opponent will figure out that he just has to move heavy weight. Instead of benching me, he's going to try to redirect it towards the side that has the least amount of force on him. When the opponent tries to go in towards my leg, they realize they're stuck. Okay, keep going. Now they feel like they're stuck there. The only other way they can go is what? The other way, because there's nothing there. So they're going to go hard and grab me back tense, and they're going to roll using their hips. See, now the situation has changed. Even if I am on the bottom, now that I'm on the bottom, if that person is still holding on to you, you can readjust onto their body with their head, with the arm around your head. So readjust your body to position yourself in a strong control position without moving your hands. Right here, boom. Put your hands here. Spread your body, look inward. Seat your body into their pressure. Now, this settlement that you decided to go into, does it hurt your neck? Right? The arm that the guy on the bottom is using to trap the head might have your head trapped but it doesn't have any kind of finishing choke or power. Am I correct? Try to lift up. Okay? See, that would be the only resistance because you're trying to get out. But right now, who's in the superior position? Are you in any kind of rush to get out? Who's in the bad position? Right? If your opponent on the bottom, but if this wasn't a time match, okay, then you don't have really the urgency to get out of here because he's in trouble if he's still holding on here. If he decides to hold on here for like an hour, he's the one that's been stuck, right? So let's say the other scenario is that he decides to abandon this. When he abandoned this, look, because he's tired, now he's in better position. Yeah, and you've decided to advance from that position. Make sense? So let's go back. So let's go back and shift ideas to being stuck on the bottom in Kesa Gatame. Let's move over here a little bit. Now, being stuck in Kesa Gatame, it's a really uncomfortable position, especially if you get caught in a larger opponent's hold here. So, one of the first few things that the opponent on top is looking for in this game, in this part of the game, is look, he's looking for separation of joints. If he's trying to break your joints, look here, fight back a little bit, boom, they're strong here. Some guys have arrangements of arm hold positions. They hold the arm here, they try to pull the arm, and they do this, and they do like a neck crank variation, right, until their opponent is done. They stay in this fight. Or some guys go right here, squeeze their opponent real tight. They're able to extend the arm all the way out, and they use their foot over the leg, and then now they use the leg as the fulcrum and their foot as the lever to break the elbow. To do a modified arm bar here, see? Tap when you feel it, right there. They can now, those are a few of some of the submissions. They do the neck crank here. They do the squeeze here. Okay. They fight for the arm here. They fight for that arm there. And now that's their submission options. Now their repositioning, transitioning options are these. They can transition, right, back into side control with all your wedges, your traditional side control here. When you transition into this, now you have settled back in with all your wedge points. You have all the inside points. You have the armpit, you have the cross face, you have the underhook, and now you even have the hip control over here. So that is one of the transitional options from Kesa Gatame. So what causes a person to transition out of Kesa Gatame is that their back is exposed by the opponent when the opponent tries to escape. So here, the opponent, which is you, will try to go onto his shoulders. They're able to get onto the shoulders here. Okay? And now they're being onto their shoulders. Let's move like over here. So now that the opponent is able to get onto their side, what the opponent will do is they'll begin to separate and to create space between the opponent's back and their hip. So what you're trying to do now, Ben, is to shrink out. Push your hips out away from my back. Right? A little more space. See, now you have that space. They have a few options. First is the free hand that they have now. They push the opponent's neck to push it back, causing discomfort and space between downward pressure. Here, the opponent's already kind of off balance. You're going to bring your left foot over my head. Now your face to kick it out. Now with that space, now you can use this and then to keep my head here, and then you can start pulling your head back, leaning back, and you got out here. Now here you can transition up to both knees, chest to chest, which will be known as north-south. Okay, let's go over that. Let's see it one more time. You like this blanket? You like learning this? You like this game? So, this angle for them. So I got you stuck in Kesa Gatame. We're talking about the opponent right now, which is the top opponent, the user of the Kesa Gatame. One of the reasons why they would have to make the adjustments. If they don't make the adjustment is because the person on bottom has begun to put himself in a new body positioning and attempting to get out. One of the attempts to get out is when you're perform here. Push your hips away, right? Now that space between the hips and back is good. You bring the arm here, kick it out. You can even cross. Some people get really good and they use this. They pinch this here, they trap them here, and then because you getting a good lockdown, they still have this one hand behind your head. Now this lockdown will help keep the opponent's head here, and then you can use your hand to push off your head or whatever you want. Here, another option is, right, if the opponent, me, now is moving really slow, bring your leg up to free up your bottom leg to bring the knee here. And then now you can go into arm bar. Make sure you have that elbow. Okay, so that is one of the reasons why I, being a user, would have to make an adjustment, right? Because now, go ahead then. I feel you getting away now. And yeah, I can hang on to this deck. I can hold on to a desperate attempt to control whatever neck and arm I have left. But